Hey, how are you doing? You look good today. I hope you have a good day today. Good morning. Regardless of the time that you're listening, as you know, that's the sentiment that I always wish you. That special time of the day before anything goes to shit. Good morning, and welcome to this edition of Richard Rant. So, the newspaper was actually quite good today, which I don't know, has me feeling a bit weird, to be honest. And that has me thinking, why am I feeling weird that the newspaper is actually a bit good today? Is it that we are hardwired for bad news? However, apart from that thought, there's also, well, let me rephrase. It didn't have anything shocking in the newspaper today. There was the usual, but there was less of the usual, and there was a lot of positive. There was an entire section on lifestyle, not the condom, but apparently it's for art. And they did a good job. I felt like I was there, and with them. Only one article, particularly, I find was crappy. What should musicians do during the lockdown? And clearly, it wasn't written by a musician. So, I don't know. I find stay in your lane. Just stay in your lane. Or at least let a musician do it. No. I could have come up with some better ideas than that. Of course, they put in virtual reality and no virtual concerts, sorry. And such a generic crap like hone your craft and all kind of. What do you mean hone your craft? People don't have food. Hone what? What you want them to make a rhythm to the sound of the belly growling? But anyway, and that's something that we all do. We all feel that we could just walk in somebody else's shoes. We just know what they're going through. But this vessel that we are in, that we call our body, it's a filter. And the mind, it's a filter. Nobody experiences life the way we do. Humility is key. But apart from that, we had a lot of Bocas Lit Festival is going on. Article is still small and undernourished. But of course, they take time to mention that One Caribbean Media is giving out a certain precise prize. I know you thought I was going to say it, but I'm not going to give in to their folly. Then we had something that actually did touch me greatly, which is Orange Sky is celebrating their 25th anniversary. That's awesome. H2O Flow didn't make it, and some of you all are listening to this wondering, who the fuck is H2O Water? Look it up. But Orange Sky made it 25 years, and they have a nice article on them as to all the tours that they did, and they performed like 700 different concerts over the years, and all of the albums that they did that I didn't even know about. It's really nice. It's really nice. It's like I could feel the satisfaction of doing what you love, just jumping out at me. I could just feel the energy from the words. And that was nice. That was really, really nice. They're going to have a virtual concert over, well, let me see. Since we get bigger in the dance and some of the rants as we pre-recorded now, this is one of the pre-recorded ones. So by the time you hear this, their concert would have happened. And I hope that it would be a good one. So that got me thinking actually about H2O Flow. I actually do like them, but they didn't make it, and they tried, and so did Nebula 868. They recently parted ways, and their music was so good. I think I stole everything that they sang that wasn't crap. It was really good, it was something to steal. But I don't know. Maybe I should have purchased it. Maybe they would have stayed together. But I don't think that they separated because of money. Maybe creative differences. Maybe they wanted to pursue different things. That's what they said in the article. The Wajang of the group, as I would call him, he actually sang a soca this year that I also stole. It was lovely. Of course, the lyrics, I'm not gonna sing. I just started listening back to the rants and getting accustomed to my own voice. And then I stopped listening to them again. So no in hell am I gonna sing. But the lyrics that made me have to download the song was your man buy that weave and I take it off. Your man buy that dress for you, girl, take it off. That kind of situation. And it's sexy. I like it. I like the slackness. I know that that might come as a shock to many of you since I'm so conservative. Now, apart from that, it had me thinking about my own life. I have made feeling fabulous, really, at this point. I have tried and failed. I will questionably succeed at so many things. Well, I've just learned to have fun doing it. And I did. And I'm thinking as I'm saying this, I would like to say I don't have any regrets. And I think I don't. I really can't really think of anything in particular that I had control of that I regret. And the things that I didn't have control of, I would need to actually be sure that if I had the opportunity to remove them, that it wouldn't affect the person that I am. Because, well, this is a narcissistic moment, but I'm pretty damn fantastic. So, or at least not bad, And I was looking at right above that article for some reason. There was this thing with how Oropuch MP doesn't care to remember the names. Want to pass a motion, a vote of no confidence in Colin. And it just occurred to me that Uncle Roro is 71. I find he looks good for 71. I would look better. But what I actually find is that he should be home. I don't know, relaxing. Unless this is what he always wanted to do and he's happy and all of that. But that sour grapefruit face doesn't really look like, it happy, Or maybe I should compare it to a prune. One of them black prune. The pepper prune. The seedless one, because his face kind of sinking in a little bit from the stress. Yeah, could just relax a little bit in the shop. But the human lifespan is 120 years, so he could have 50 more years ahead of him. Do not check that math. I'm 99% sure it's wrong. Alright, let me check it now. 71 plus 9 is 80. 80 and 40 is 120. 49. How much I said? 50? I wasn't that far off. Obviously, I was approximating. So, is he living his best life? Technically, based on although the human lifespan is 120, most of us really kind of make it to 60 something, 70 something. So he kind of could be possibly on borrowed time. So Let's say that this is his end of life situation. Let's say that this is his end of life care. Is this how he wants to spend his end of life with all this stress and drama, corona and criticism? And then, of course, it was on Imbit. So I was thinking, oh, he does look like porridge to me. You know, like oatmeal porridge. And I didn't eat lunch today. I realizing, and you see how your subconscious does just leak out in these things. So I might be hungry, but he is look like cool porridge to me. The kind of, and then I don't like him, you know. I don't like him at all, at all, at all. If it is I had money, I would have probably make merchandise with his face on it that people could hit. Could have like an inbird pinata. You could have like an inbird dartboard, an inbird boxing glove. Maybe you could even have his face on a athletic cup. Well, that might be a little bit far, but if I had money, I would have tried. So when I get money, if he's still there, hopefully not, I'll try it. I saw that they put Prince Harry and he woman Meghan. I hope I get the names right. On he's Harry. Where's his brother name? Meghan and Shiman. I see that they put their pictures on clothes and on a bathing suit, and it was real weird because they put like Meghan man have a beard and the beard fall right in the crotch area of the lady whole piece swimsuit, and I was thinking, who approved this? Or is it deliberate? But the videos seem like if it is, it just realized, so I don't even. Anyway, I've seriously digressed. This one not even going to tie back in. Maybe because I'm hungry. Boom, just tie it back in. So, are they really? I would hate to have worked my whole life, be looking like cold oatmeal porridge, for me to be in such a stressful job like Coleman Boots, a thankless job, and for my own colleagues to be trying to attack me. That just doesn't sound sexy at all. But then again, maybe that is what I like. You know, like people that into S&M, and hey, maybe that is what they're into. Maybe they are living their best life. Maybe they like it. But if that is not the case, what if they drank the Kool-Aid and they did what they're supposed to do? You know, they put their head down and they sacrifice their youth, they sacrifice their friends, their socials, they sacrifice opportunities, they maybe sacrifice memories with their children, with their families, for where they are right now, near the end of their life. And just like UNC previous slogan, we come too far to turn back now. They didn't get through with the slogan. Trinidad turned back and went to P&M. But is it that they're just doing it because they come too far to turn back now? Because they don't look happy. And at the end of the day, like I said before, that office is being so disrespected because it's like, you're supposed to be in awe of that office. They're supposed to command a presence. They're supposed to inspire a nation to bring out the best. But the kind of shit that is be carrying on with, one of the articles there was how it is the Munilal say how he vexed Raul. He say that what chippiness it was. I would say I wasn't going to talk on it, you know, but my mind went back on it because the article was just so disgusting. How Rowley said that how the office he has qualifies him, and he would hate to think that Rowley thinks that just because he's in that office that he has some kind of privilege. All he had to do was talk about the comorbidity that qualifies him for the vaccine, and he think that Rowdy just were all of he family and them to come up first in the line and get the Indian vaccine. And I was talking freely before, but you see the last part I say Rowdy and them that's where he family, that was quoted. That is not how I want my minister to talk, that's how I could talk. He's supposed to have some eloquence. When he drop a sentence in the papers, you're supposed to go, that is man. I want to be like that when I grow up. I want to be better. But you talking a little bit again, just like when it is Rowley and I was saying, jumping to the rhythm for the piggy tunes now. When you jump off this and you jump off back, you jump on that, and they had the P&M slogan. It's like, look at this geriatric clown. You know, you need to handle your scene. It have a fine line between fitting in and folly. And if it is a hard script, this rant, I would have probably come up with something, a different F word. Not the obvious one. Maybe something different. So, if that is the picture of happiness, I really want it, you know. It's like somebody that told me this, and a lot of people not going to like it. Apologize. It's just an opinion. It's not a fact. It's not a judgment. But like someone had told me, you know, that, and I agreed actually, that what if heaven is like a church service? Is that the way you want to spend eternity? Or is it that you just want to spend eternity there because they say the alternative is burning forever? And you know, it's like, huh. And it reminded me of when I was doing confirmation. For those who don't know, there is some nonsense in the Catholic faith with, because it is put you in the faith before you can talk. When it is you become a teenager, they does need you to confirm that you believe in the faith. And especially as a boy, they does use that time to drill in that your dick is a sin. Basically, the devil playing in your pants. And for girls, if it is you get pregnant, unless your name is Mary, naughty, naughty. Alright? So, in confirmation, I would never forget, ever, that my confirmation teacher made me aware that there is no sex in heaven. My heart broke that day. So I was thinking, well, it's best I become a Muslim, because at the end of the day, and they just get like all these virgins in heaven. I mean, there won't be virgins for long, and I think I'm a good teacher. But what I going to do? That maybe I go into the wrong heaven? It have a catalog or something that I could choose from? What about a customization? I mean, if it's eternity we're talking about, could I have like a customization? And then, you know, you live your life. What if you live your life, right? Which makes sense. If it is, I take all emotion out of it, and I hope that you are too. If you live your whole life like you in church, then wouldn't you have been preparing to be in church? I mean, when you get to heaven, it's not going to have a zest, I guess. No, we went. Personally, I do believe that is vibes. Because the story I just always go, the two stories I just always go back to, that tell me, well, the three, that tell me that, you know, heaven could be vibes, is, and this is why it's called a rant, because I really just had the thought, how the ass I reach here. But I remember, I wouldn't tie it back yet though. So, the three things that I remember that tell me that heaven is vibes is Jesus was always rolling with the boys. That is one. Two, when it is him mother trouble him about the wine finishing, he said, but what the hell that had to do with me? Well, that's not what the Bible say he said. That is what I say he say. What the hell that to do with me, woman? I is a guest here. I look like the wine man. And he went and he make wine. Of all the juices that he could have made, of all the liquids throughout space and time, he made wine. And it was the best wine. Same thing he do with his blood. Eat my body, drink my blood, he get them bread and wine. Anytime you go to our party and they give you bread and wine, you telling me that is not vibes? You telling me that is not vibes? And then he washed the prostitute foot, or the prostitute washed his foot. Some interaction with the prostitute. So this man was vibes, man was vibes. Give to Caesar what is Caesar, give to God what is God. Come on, appear to Moses as a burning bush of all the things, weed. It's vibes, it's vibes, it's vibes. But what if you live your whole life preparing for the eternal church service and you get up there and you see a zest? Oh boy. But then why would heaven be like one size fits all? But the bottom line is, and the top and the side, the whole box, because as much as it is tell you think outside the box is a box, right? The whole box, or the box whole, no. The whole box, right, is simply that what you have is the present. And you had to make the best of it. You do not, you should not. I don't like the fact that people constantly sacrifice the present for this future that they may or may not get. That is too big a risk. Especially for us, we living through a pandemic. The world could literally be ending and we social going pennywise and eating doubles. If it is Corona jumper, all of you go dead, Well, not all, but a significant amount. And if it is society having problems functioning with some sick people, imagine with some dead people. So that's life as we know it. And then if it is they really put some kind of obia inside of the vaccine and all of we turn into zombies. I jumping into the zombies. I ain't lying to you. I'm not going through that. I really not going through that. Zombies outside, I always had to be running. I see a dead mouse today and I scream like a bitch. I'm not going through that. 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 I go in and, maybe eat some curry or something to flavor up the brains and serve myself up and call that a day. Party done. I'm going through that. So, imagine sacrificing the last. What if we at the end of this talking about Rowley with the prune face and Imbert with the porridge face? What about prune and porridge? Ugh, that's a terrible combination. If it is this really the end, you see how I bring it back in? Yeah. So if it's really the end of this, starting to have too much fun with these things, Are we happy with the way that we are living it, experiencing it? Now we're going to make a harder digress, because this one really not quite fully related. Remember, I was supposed to be talking about the newspapers. I know you might forget to remember, but I just remember that. And one of the things that did inspire me, remember the papers was good. So, San Fernando Hospital have a hydro farm. So they're growing the vegetables and then feeding the patients it. I find that so amazing. I'm waiting for the conspiracy theories, like if they must be feeding the vegetables dead people. Like, how they just make doubles with dead man water. So, speaking of that, one of the sources get murdered again. So this is the third source. That is not meant to be funny, but I just heard it. This is serious. And I don't know why they're killing them, but, there's the third one that died. God, my brain actually coming up with jokes, This is so bad. I'm not going to say them, I'm sorry. So back to the Baji. And that's what they're growing and whatnot. And I'm so proud of them because they're obviously going to offset the costs of running the hospital. And that is what I mean. Not because the government gives you a budget every fucking year means that you have to spend it. And as a matter of fact, we shouldn't even just look at the government. Not because you get your fucking salary every month is to spend. You have to start to put aside some to invest. You have to start to put aside some into an asset so that you could help get things, and everything wouldn't always be on this salary all the time. This mink billing salary that most of us get in. It wouldn't be on it, you know? These things not that hard to figure out. I don't know why it is. Or maybe it's because they're so old and antiquated, or maybe they just want to, maybe they had a fantasy and they're gonna live it out. And they're trying to apply 1940 to, if he's 71, when did he born? 1940 something. Like, no, the Titanic sank in 19, I was thinking like right after the Titanic sank. But the Titanic sank in single digits, 1902 or 1912. But it was before Rowdy born, and let me doing that. So, 1912? I think it's 1912, April something, 1912. So anyway, I was proud of them to see, and it's a very beautiful farm. I wanted some lettuce, some they could sell. In addition to that, THA have a farm and they're selling egg. And they're selling the egg for $7 a dozen. So, you know, I was thinking to go to Tobago for egg, but that don't make sense, so it would make dollars. But when I do go to Tobago, I want to get some egg. $7 a dozen. And on top of that, they have the farmers and them under manners because the farmers and them decline to comment to the newspaper because they have contracts with THA and they're afraid of retribution. So that's nice that the people and them get something and them get a little egg and thing. And the articles say them pensioners and them jump out in the morning. You know how them pensioners like it. Yeah? I don't understand this common sense, which is why it is I find it hard to take advice from, you know, them. Although we're supposed to like the elders. But what is the point in you coming to the bank 2 hours early to tell me that you get through quickly? Chunkalongs, you were waiting for 2 hours. Were you not waiting for 2 hours? So how is that getting through quickly? If it is either sit down, rest, you know, lay your dentures and them kusume good in the cup, watch your morning edition, listen to your Power 102, and then gently go into the bank and have to wait 2 hours. What is the difference? Well, you get to finish early so you could go back home in time to watch what? The neighbor? That was a hard digress. I actually lose myself there with that one. So I'm just going to move on. I know I was talking about Rowley and, you know, the antiquated views, and I guess I could claim that that's an example, but the truth is I lost myself completely with that one. Clearly, I have a pet peeve. Maybe I still have PTSD from when I used to work in the bank. Pension day was a horrible day. A horrible day. A horrible day. Oh my god, it was horrible. People used to go home Friday and have nightmares whole weekend about pension Monday. I kid you not. So clearly I have some PTSD. And that was because many and them didn't want to actually deposit the blasted check. And all of them want to come to cash a check the same time. And all of them want to get through the same time. And then somebody went and teach Edna and Umin that we could pay the bills. So out of the same pension check, they were ready to send 200 day, 100 day, 150 day, and all kind of tilly. And we didn't used to get lunch. And whoo, I ain't going back there. I ain't going back there. Nope, 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 nope. I didn't fully go back. And then I said in a previous rant that I always wondered if how it is feel, how it is feel to see your loved ones that have left us in the newspaper for personal gain. How does it feel when they're just in the public arena? You don't have any control over it. How it does feel when my grandfather died. I stayed away from people, and that's typical. Most men, whenever they start, they just isolate, and we need to stop that. Nobody's saying, talk, 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 but we really need to stop the isolation as much, men. Especially since we have social media now, you could isolate and be on WhatsApp a little bit, some things. But yeah. So when I was ready to see the world again, I jump out, pour on my Sunday best, strutting, and then some clown will come up. Oh, God, I hear about your grandfather, my condolences. I didn't want to fucking hear that this morning, darling. Where you come from? Whoever sent you, let them refund you. Go back. Oh, God, make it like a boomerang. Go back where you come from. But instead, of course, I had a smile and that and be like, thanks. So that was my thought process. But this lady, this is a horrible story, and I find it in my head and bringing down my mood, and I studying if to even say it. But since I started, I will finish it. How much more time do I have? Oh, I should end it because I crossed 30 minutes. Tune in next time. Nah, I ain't so big in your dance yet, and I wouldn't want to bring it up again. But a man had like her underage daughter, and when it is the family to tell him to stop his shit, he'd say that he will burn down the house, and two men later came and burned down the house, and then the family was sleeping with relatives, and the daughter leave to go sour with her friend. The friend denied any involvement, and she was found some time later decapitated and burnt. And the article talks about how the parents tried to get help from the police and all of that. How it is they went to the police. The police said how they was waiting on Digicel to give them the records from the daughter phone call. And then the mother went to Digicel, and Digicel said, we have no requests like that, but we'll just give it to you. And then she went in, and she found that she didn't get any help, and etc. etc. So it was really a sad story. But it was thrown in the papers again, and the mother actually said that she was so happy to know that her daughter was not forgotten. And that was amazing to me. And just goes back to the point where everything in these vessels that we have is really going through a filter. Not because I would hate that means that she didn't like it, legitimately. And apparently Marshall and a couple other artists, including Azaria, previously Flippo. God, it's like I hear and all they're saying, who is that? Look it up. So, they are singing, they put her name in a song, and they're talking about all the women that had fallen through domestic violence and whatnot. So, it was interesting to see that she kind of got some kind of closure or valid, something good from that story. So this is the end of another edition of Richard Rant. I must say I did thoroughly enjoy this episode. Voicing it, that is, all of the emotions and everything were genuine. It wasn't scripted at all. And I actually thought that it was going to be a short rant, but obviously my subconscious made it into what is now 30. Yeah. Alright. So, again, sincerely, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe if you like the vibe, and comment on the socials towards our betterment. Vibes.